Hello everyone, welcome to Jewel of the South here in the French Quarter of New Orleans. My name is Chris Hanna and today we're going to make the Vouqueret cocktail. The Vouqueret cocktail is a whiskey and cognac based cocktail created at the Montleone Hotel around the 1930s by a bartender named Victor Bergeron. The Montleone Hotel is about 4 blocks towards the river from where we are here in the French Quarter at Jewel of the South. What are you going to need to make this Vouqueret cocktail at home? You're going to need bitters, Peychaud and Angostura bitters. It's okay if you don't have Peychaud, I understand you're at home, but at some point in time buy some Peychaud bitters. So you're also going to need cognac, rye whiskey, Benedictine, and Italian vermouth, sweet vermouth. For garnish and for zest, you're also going to need a lemon peel. First we're going to start by adding the bitters. So you got your Peychaud bitters, 2 dashes, and then the Angostura bitters, 2 dashes as well. We're going to add a 1/2 ounce of the Benedictine. Three-quarter ounces of sweet vermouth, your Italian vermouth of choice. There we go. 3/4 ounce of cognac. And 1 1/4 ounce of rye whiskey. Alright, now we have everything in. We're going to stir with ice. And you're going to want to stir from about 40 to 50 times. Get it nice and diluted and chilled. And then grab the tumbler, old-fashioned glass of your choice, your favorite glass. Add ice. We're going to strain this cocktail over ice. Here we are. This is a sipper. This is going to go well with the music you're about ready to listen to at home. And now for the lemon zest. There we are, everyone. The Vouqueret cocktail. Cheers and enjoy.
I love that song.
That's great. Well, welcome to our sort of our little tribute to the big bands. We have the birth anniversaries this month, or this, and unless I think tomorrow is Benny Goodman. Last week was Artie Shaw, and Woody Herman's in here, and we just thought for happy hour, I think we would just take a little trip down, cover some of the repertoire of the famous big bands, and do it a little New Orleans style. My name's Evan Christopher. This is David Torkanowsky on piano.
Hello, Des Moines.
And Des Moines Civic Music Association, we are so happy to be part of your happy hour, and we hope you're having a happy hour. And I think we'll just continue with a little bit more music. If you're on Civic Music's page, they'll take care of you. We can't moderate our own page while we're making music. It's just too much to do. But you'll see if you're on my page, the Clarinet Road page, you'll see that there's actually a link where you can go. And if you want to support Civic Music Association, they do programming, live entertainment presentations, and cultural events for the city of Des Moines. And we're very happy that someday we'll be able to be with them in person, but we're very happy to be with you virtually and bringing you a little bit of a respite of New Orleans music for this Friday. Get your weekend started. Let's continue, shall we?
Let's.
All right. What sounds good to you? A little bluesy number?
Anything you play sounds good to me.
All right. How about a little bluesy number for Benny Goodman?
Sounds good.
How about that?
Sorry, what is it?
Oh, that's Soft Winds. So do that Soft Winds. That was a collaboration between Benny Goodman, the great guitar player, Charlie Christian, a pioneer of the electric guitar, and that's a fun bluesy one to kind of get things rolling. We do want to let you know that right now, because Civic Music Association isn't doing any live programming, that they're just trying to adjust the sail, pick up the virtual wins, and get some activity happening. Make sure
That is so poetic.
Oh, thank you very much. Make sure the community is staying engaged and connected to the city's cultural life. And I'll tell you what, just so in case you don't see it there in the comments, I just want to remind you that it's actually you can make donations at civicmusic.org, and that's the best way to kind of.
Is it Civic Music?
I'm sorry, it's civicmusic.org.
Civicmusic.org.
Which is pretty amazing, because there's got to be a lot of civic musics out there.
I mean,
but they were the first ones. There they go. We're going to get that civicmusic.org. They'll be like Civic Music Des Moines. No, Civic Music. We were the first ones. It's ours. It's ours.
Down in New Orleans. I mean, they can just get unreal.
But anyway, so just want to let people know about that. Want to thank Peter and the Cal and the team for the hospitality. We invited them to do like a video chat thing, but they declined. They said, "You guys can handle it. Just say welcome everybody to happy hour." We're hoping the connectivity is okay with you. It's a bit of a. We've had some thunder showers today. I heard the rain even as we were just about to start. So hopefully the lightning goes away and we won't shut down here. But for right now, that's we are having some thunderstorms in the area. So if you hear that, don't worry. But if it's giving us connectivity problems, well, there ain't nothing we can do about it. My guy was always Artie Shaw, David. He was really. Benny Goodman was probably more influenced by the New Orleans players, because he was up there in Chicago the same time as Jimmy Noon and some of the Creoles that were studying. They wanted to play classical music too, and they were all studying with the great classical clarinetist Franz Schepp. But Artie was always my guy.
Kind of more of a street guy.
Well, he was actually a little bit more raffiné, and
I'm sorry.
Benny Goodman would have been like
a bit more what?
Well, curmudgeonly.
Okay.
For one thing.
Right.
Whereas they called Benny Goodman the king of. Let's put it this way: they called Benny Goodman the king of the king of swing. Right. But you know what they called Artie?
I don't know.
They called him the king of the clarinet.
Ah.
He was like, he was a musician's musician, if that makes any sense. And let's do a composition of his. This is Moon Ray. For those of you who are at home with your Vieux Carré cocktails, you want to do a little cha-cha-cha, here's your chance. Beautiful.
Say that again. Now your mic's open.
Bravo, David.
Oh, okay.
Bravissimo. All right. So this is the point of the program where we say, where are y'all from? Hopefully a lot of you are tuning in from Des Moines, but if you're coming in from other places and you're catching the live stream here, live from New Orleans.
Live from New Orleans. Do you have a little banner?
Live from
that
New
says
Orleans?
live?
I don't have a little banner
Oh,
when it
man,
says live from New Orleans.
Yeah.
But we're here. This is not our house. We're here at a small film studio called Fishpot Studios, and we're very grateful for the hospitality.
Very British.
To be here. Fishpot. It's Fishpot.
Very British.
The Fishpot. There is a story behind the Fishpot, and it involves all the things you might imagine that it would take to come up with the concept of a fishpot. But nonetheless, we are here with their hospitality, and we're honored to be able to doing live streams. I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting tired of live streams and seeing people's backyards and living rooms and kitchens and nonsense. I'm tired.
Some of them don't even bother to clean up, man.
I'm telling you, I
think if you're going to broadcast to the world, at least pick up your drawers off the floor. Damn.
Find a shirt with buttons. I don't know. Whatever. Hey, look, I guess we're just not hip enough.
I guess. Not bohemian enough.
That's right. But so we hope you're enjoying the look of the space. We're gonna keep going here. Actually, I wanted to, let's do one for. Let's slow it down a little bit. I wanted to do something pretty, and not that these weren't pretty, but I wanted to do one. I wanted to do a couple things for Duke Ellington.
The Duke.
One of the greatest big band leaders, and with a lot of New Orleans connections in a way. Actually, this would have been, or I guess it was, well, we didn't have the Jazz Fest, but this at the Jazz Fest, had it happened, we would have had the 50th anniversary of Duke Ellington's premiere and his debut of the New Orleans Suite at the Jazz and Heritage Festival.
Was that his only appearance in New Orleans at the Jazz Festival?
No, he came. He passed through a couple times,
okay.
but that maybe at the Jazz Fest that was his only one.
Oh, I think so. I think it was. Actually.
And then the Sacred Concert with Mahalia Jackson. But hard to believe that music is already 50 years old. But the couple things we're going to do for Duke Ellington, one of them we recorded for our CD, available at the Louisiana Music Factory, if you want to head down that way.
Our CD? You mean Live at Luchin's Dance Hall?
Live at Luchin's Dance Hall. Yes, I do, and I didn't. I don't have that. I didn't have that graphic up. But we want to do a tune from that, a beautiful ballad entitled "A Flower Is a Lovesome Thing."
A flower is a lovesome thing.
Not lonesome, but lovesome. Beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Everybody, I'm excited to, really excited to have been doing these Sundays. We have a regular Sunday broadcast together. So David and I have been doing a regular Sunday broadcast, and it's very exciting that now we're able to we've kind of got it to a stage where we're happy to be able to step out and give some of our presenters some curated programming in a virtual setting that hopefully resembles the level of professionalism that they're used to in their live environments, and that's very exciting for us. So we hope that you'll find a way to support our presenters, because not only because it's a community. The musicians, we're struggling as a music community at the same time as we're struggling to have our presenters be able to weather this storm and figure out what the future looks like, because things aren't going to come back the same. They're going to be a little bit different. We all just got to figure out what that is. But as a community, these are the groups that we need to stay behind and support, and small presenters, small venues, and associations of small venues all over the country, all over the world really, are dealing with this issue. And we long to not have our living rooms become a jazz club. so we
yeah, thanks. And these organizations have run on tight margins already.
I lost it.
Well, I know you have to reacquire.
Okay.
These are already running on tight margins. So can you imagine asking to run on a small percentage of that?
That's the tricky part, isn't it? The tricky part is trying to figure out how we're going to be like, okay, you can reopen, but only a fourth of your public. And I mean, you know, venues in New York, I mean, you had to sell them out to break even. So I'm not really sure how that's going to work.
That's not just New York. That's everywhere.
No,
Everybody's running on tight margins.
Yeah.
So the point is, we all have to help each other through this. The presenters, the artists, you know, it's too important to let these organizations expire.
But the huge part of that component is actually you, the community. So, you know, if you can end up buying tickets in advance for a show that may not happen until 2021, then please do it, you know.
Yeah.
Or if you can just kind of, you know, help them keep their staff going and help them with their virtual programming, because even that infrastructure actually, you know, that has some that has some overhead too, as we're learning.
Or if you're sitting home just, you know, staying home like you're supposed to, call them up, see if you can help with their mailing list or something, volunteer your time. All of these organizations are just hoping to make it through this by the hair on their chin. So help them out any way you can. Make a donation, donate your time, participate in any way you can.
Yeah, thank you. Well said, David. Let's pick it up. Let's stay with Duke Ellington.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, let's do, well, actually, no, wait. What was the one I wanted to do before? No, I wanted to do that Glenn Miller one.
Sure.
That,
Serenade?
Serenade in Blue. I think this was from Sun Valley Serenade, the movie that took place in, I think, you know, Idaho, at a ski resort, and the Nicholas brothers and the whole band is there and just swinging hard. And I won't say that was one of my favorite bands, but I love this song, and I want to do a version of Serenade in Blue. think with Civic Music Association reminded me that Glenn Miller was from Iowa.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and Bix Beiderbecke too.
There you go.
Wow.
Didn't have a big band, so we're not going to cover Bix. But we should do something for Bix sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Davenport.
Bix was a huge influence on Artie Shaw, for sure.
Really? I didn't know it.
Absolutely, you can kind of hear it in his phrasing. You couldn't tell by me evoking Artie Shaw, but nonetheless. So we opened with Artie Shaw's opening theme song, Nightmare, which I always thought was just the craziest, most, I mean, you could see the irony. He created a theme that was as non-commercial as it could possibly be. And then Benny Goodman had a slightly more optimistic little opening theme, but Benny Goodman's closing theme was actually a very poignant composition by Gordon Jenkins, and we're going to play it for you now. It's called simply Goodbye. For those of you just joining us, this is David Torkanowsky on piano. My name is Evan Christopher, and we are coming to help draw attention to Civic Music Association and the wonderful live happy hours that they're doing. Hope you can join them every week. But we want to let you know that they're...
art and drinking. Is there a better combination?
That's right. That's why we had... So Chris Hanna, who kind of opened our show with his cocktail demonstration of the Vieux Carré, Chris Hanna is like the rock star bartender of New Orleans. He won...
Which is quite a feat, considering the competition.
The craft cocktail scene wouldn't have existed without Chris and some of his friends who basically really got it off the ground. He had a long tenure at Antoine's, one of our historic restaurants.
It helps to have a city full of willing consumers.
To experiment with, that's right. He won them a James Beard Award for their bar program there.
Wow.
And then went on, he's got a place called Jewel of the South now that was barely open a year and already winning awards before they had to kind of close like everybody else did. So we want to shout out to Chris. Thank you for the cocktail demonstrations.
Thanks, Chris.
And we're going to try to build that partnership out and keep things going between the music and do things a little bit differently than we did in 2005. Really get things right. But we're happy to have partnerships like that. So let's do Gordon Jenkins' Goodbye. I think last time we did this, we were kind of celebrating a couple of our big band leaders, and I wanted to keep it in the book because it's such a beautiful song, and I did want to make a special shout out to my friend Norita, and we're going to do this one for her especially. But in general, this is not to be too dour. This is a song about a distance and longing and even loss, and this is Gordon Jenkins' Goodbye.
Mm-mm. What a pretty song.
Amazing, David. Isn't that fabulous? Amazing. All right. Well, we can't go out on that note. Just like we have our second line tradition where we play upbeat music coming back from the cemetery.
Because that sure was the cemetery.
Yeah, okay,
right
all
there.
right. We have to go out. Hey, one of the classics of all time, going back to Duke Ellington, one of the all-time great big band classics. We'll do this for you. We'll go out with Satin Doll. CMA, Civic Music Association of Des Moines, thank you for the hospitality.
Thank you,
hope you had a
CMA.
great happy hour. And for those of you who haven't figured out that they're doing this every week, tune into their page. They're gonna.
Now, you know what we should have had?
What's
Is
that?
A couple of highball glasses
you know
to
what?
toast everybody.
I'm telling you, I'm having a drink after this. I'll tell you that. For those of you who are on the Clarinet Road page, you'll see a link to CMA there, and you can follow their activities and maybe even give them a little support. We thank you for joining us, and we'll leave the broadcast up on the page for a little while. You can share it with some friends if you want. But hope you've enjoyed this little trip, this little visit with the big bands. We know there's a lot of heavy shit happening right now. We're not oblivious to that. This isn't meant to be a diversion from anything that is in our reality right now. It's just a way of using music as a healing force to get a little control of our minds, get a little control of our feelings, and just breathe
and
for a minute.
state something that we all share and have in common.
Thank you. That's exactly right. So the humanity in the music is what's important, and we didn't want to belabor any points, but we know you got your eye on things.
We're happy to soothe your soul, if only for a little bit. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you. So here we go. Satin Doll by the great Billy Strayhorn and Duke Ellington. Ho ho! Hep hep! Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.